WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, tasting often rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have Edradour. Oh look, it's no longer the wood little box. We now have a tube, which I think is actually nice. Thank you, Edradour. So Edradour, straight from the cask, Highland single malt, 10-year matured. So this is 59.5 ABV. This is a 500 milliliter bottle, but straight from the cask has, I think, always been straight from the cask. Has always been a half-liter bottle, at least over here in Europe. And what we have here is Whiskybase 234163, and this was distilled on the 10th of October, 2012, and it was bottled on the 25th of October, 2022. So, 10 years and 15 days. So exactly 10 years of age, sherry butt, cask number 460. And the interesting thing is it is 0.5 liters and it has only, I'm going to say the word only, 765 bottles. Now, why am I saying that? I'm going to compare it to something else, have a little sample. I'm just going to put this in front of me. Now I'm going to use something else as my real comparison. It's going to be a Glengoyne cask strength batch 10 with 59.5%. Both of these are the same. So this costs over here in Germany about 84 euros. This costs in Germany 82 euros. So let's say this costs 82 as well. I can find it at one site for 82. So these cost exactly the same. Now this is a 0.5 and this is a 0.7. So you're getting a lot more whiskey for your money, but the problem is this here is only a third was matured in sherry casks. Half were refill casks, probably refill bourbon barrels, and then a small portion of bourbon barrels. So that's our little dilemma that we have here, all right? So we have here Glengoyne, 59.5%. We have here a straight from the barrel, 59.5%. And I have here a sample of the barrel number 167. I only have 57.1%. But the interesting thing is Whiskybase number 167773. And here I have 897 bottles. So 450 liters, basically we're still in the cask after 10 years, which I would expect from a 500 liter sherry butt. Here we actually only have 382 and a half liters. There's 60 liters difference between these two things. Although they're the same age, although they're the same distillery, although they were in the exactly same bottle. One had a wood box, one had this tube. Where did those 60 liters disappear to? Was that just exclusively angel share? So my conspiracy theory, where there's absolutely zero evidence, is I think this was a cask that they used when they went through the warehouse and said, hey, look at this. Let's try some. How else do you get 60 liters gone more? Now, it might have leaked. Yes, it might have been next to a window. Don't think so. But hey. All right, let's compare the colors of these two. So my eye says that the 2022 over here has a little bit more of a red hue. The 2020 version has a little bit more of a brown type of copper hue. All right, so we need to pour a little bit of the Glengoyne. By the way, the Glengoyne is very, very light in comparison, all right? So that's only a third sherry maturation here. So it's not actually, it used to be, wasn't it? I thought so. This is now no longer an official sherry bomb. It is one of those cask strength. We have the Tamdhu cask strength. We have the Glendronach cask strength. We have the Abanau cask strength. We have the Glengoyne cask strength. We might have the Glenfarclas 105, which is not perfect cask strength, but they're all these sherry bombs and cask strength, no age statement products. And they're very, very similar. I guess I could throw in the winner of the day would be the Glenallachie 10 cask strength as an age statement. But those are all products that are about the same. Of all of them, if I'm going for the sherry bomb, I personally would have chose the Glenanachie. If I'm going for something that is one of the better tasting whiskeys, off the top of my head, I would say it's going to be the Glengoyne. I like this, but that's something else. All right, we'll get to that in a second. On the nose, a sweetness. I have berries. I have not the typical. Now, this is not old school sherry. And this is a little bit more of a. I get more wood on this. All right, the 2020 version 167 versus the 420. So we have to talk about the cask. All right, 460. I'm sorry, 460, 167. Those are the ones we have here. 57.1 versus 59.5. On the nose, this one wins. Tad bit. They're close. I mean, they're within 85-90% of each other. All right, so that's good. Now, some people over here in Germany, they actually did an advertising campaign about this. They put out a press release. They actually hyped this thing up. Edradour, straight from the cask, in a wooden box, will disappear. No more. And it's like, oh no, they're taking it from the market. And then someone had to write in a group, no, they're not taking it from the market, they're getting rid of the box. And of course, that pushed up the price. For example, this actually has a price online at the moment in secondary markets of not what I originally paid for it, which was back then 75 euros. This is now 82 euros. 2 years later, still a lot. 130. They're asking 130 for this in secondary market because it still has a box. That wooden box, straight from the cask. I asked my German community, what did you do with the box? There was this nice little sliding lid on it, and it was just cheap wood with a burnt-in Edradour straight from the cask. Highland single malt Scotch whiskey logo on it. And it was either throw it away, put it in the fireplace, or burn it on a bonfire. Not worth it. So this has a metal. And I was going to complain about this because nowhere on the bottle does it say anything about the European address if I have a complaint. But Kirsch is very smart, and they did it on the bottom of the tin. If you sell it with a tin, I guess that's okay. Now, it says here, and I did not know about this is new for me, we have Kirsch Whiskey Service GmbH. GmbH is the German word for limited. Gesellschaft mit begrenzter Haftung. So, and this is the same street, the same place. At least it's the same city. I'm not even sure if it's the same street as usually with Kirsch. So, Kirsch is one of the biggest importer, and they are the importer for the brand Edradour, Ballachin, Signature Vintage. So they all work together with Kirsch. All right, let's try this. 59.5%. Cheers. I mentioned the fact that this is not old school sherry, but it's not new syrup sherry either. Syrup sherry for me is a concentrated sherry grape concentrate that has a little bit of a plastic, artificial sweetener type of moment going on there. There's a lot of grape going on in here. There's a lot of, there's nice wood component. There's a there's a good portion of dark, bitter chocolate with even a little bit of coffee beans going on here. It's good, but to be very honest, I'm too weak and this is too strong. So if I dilute it down from the 59.5%, maybe down to like 53%, and I try it again. This takes a good whiskey and makes it into a much better whiskey. For me, it moves it from a C, C plus, all the way up to B minus. Without the water, this it just fills the cavity of my mouth. as Rex may have said here, my mouth hole on the whiskey vault. That is good. That is really good. I'm going to go for a B minus there. We got that dark European, it feels like it's European oak going on here. We have that wonderful sherry moment. This is a sherry bomb. Cask strength sherry bomb, 10 years of age. Even the Edradour moment is still there. I love the 10-year-old. I love the 15-year-old, the Caledonia. These are wonderful whiskeys, I think, if you can find them. And this single cask straight from the cask is even better. Well done. A little bit of water just makes this whiskey shine. Now, I'm still not happy about the price. 82 euros, 90. That's over 100. That's 165 euros per liter. That's a heck of a lot of money to pay for a bottle of whiskey. And will I buy another one? No, I won't. Actually, I won't. The only reason I bought this is to show the German community, the German whiskey community. Look, straight from the barrel, Edradour 10-year-old sherry cask matured is still there. It just has a tube. All right, so I think that's the most important message of this entire video here. And this was a very, very good cask, in my opinion. Where did those extra 60 liters go? Or the extra 120 bottles that should have been in there? I might have to give my friend at Edradour a call and ask what happened here. The cask number 460, if you remember back then in October when this was actually bottled. Now this, as I said, it's good. It's even better in the nose at the beginning. I get more berries. I get a little bit more of a sweetness. But when I taste it, I get more of that plastic sherry moment. Plastic, imagine saran wrap, you put your nose in it, and that's a plastic moment. Think of those softeners used in plastic, especially with plastic products from Asia. I'm getting that here a little bit. I don't know how else to describe it. And even with water, if I dilute it down, I went below 53%. I'm about 48 to 50. This, well done with water. This, Water helps it also a tiny bit, but it goes in a direction that this is better. This has more of the typical, for me, older school, better, high quality sherry than this. These casks were good. These casks were better. So this, as I said, B minus, value for money, C minus, D plus. Can I give it a C minus with a good conscience? D plus for value for money. This is not something the world needs, but this is something the world can enjoy. And hey, if you're willing to pay the 85 plus euros for this as a 0.5 liter bottle, go ahead. I bought it. I did a bottle share with it. I own the 5 CLs, and that's it for the video. That's very good. In contrast, the Glengoyne batch 10 over here. Oh, cleanse my palate. Is interesting. I like the balance of the sherry and the vanilla of the bourbon, the refill casks. This is not, for me, a typical sherry bomb. I can actually almost identify the character of Glengoyne here, and the 59.5% is not harsh on the nose. I like. That's something I dig at the moment. That's something I really enjoy. Perfectly balanced, the sweetness with the fruitiness, with the depth and complexity of a good whiskey, with enough power to satisfy, I hope, everybody's needs. Of course, an age statement would be better. Of course, a cheaper price would be better. 82, basically 82, 84 euros for this as well. That's a lot. I think it used to be 69. So video will be coming out soon where I compare it to the new Glendronach. I think this is batch 10, Glendronach is batch 12. They're both cask strength. They're both sherry bombs. We'll see what happens. All right, so look forward to seeing straight from the cask from Edradour now in this little tube here. If you can pick up cask number 460, it has the stamp of approval of Jason, WhiskyJason here with a little bit of water. So, what is your favorite Edradour product? What is, second of all, what is your favorite cask strength sherry bomb? Is it Abelauer? Is it Glenfarclas 105? Is it Glendronach? Is it here Glenallachie? Is it here Edradour? Is it here Glengoyne? What is your favorite sherry bomb and cask strength? No age statement. Well, this has an age statement, and Glenallachie does too, but you get what I mean. Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, telling others. See you soon. Whiskey Jason here. Bye-bye.